What's up, guys? Picking up on where we left off last time, right here. This is where I'm at so far. If the camera can see it, let me see. That's all I got. Well, if you haven't seen my first session, click the link below and you can watch it. But no need to talk anymore. Let's get started. Okay, so starting off the robin. I'm trying to just get the overall shape here, just trying to get the proportions, making sure it's right from left to right. Okay, that's one of the issues when you sculpt it by hand. Let me see. I'm picking up where I left off last time. So sorry, it's getting comfortable. So let me see. What am I doing here? I can't remember what I was trying to do. I remember I messed up the jaw, so I had to, put a little more on one side. Uh, well, just sorry. There's only so much to say in about 8 minutes. Lining them up there. One of the things that I have to really focus, if I didn't say it in the last video, is to make sure that I think the diameter of the neck down below is a circle, and I need to make sure I retain that same size and the same height while I'm sculpting. Developing the shape is important, guys, but making sure the right size, because I remember I printed a head sculpt and I wasn't paying attention to the height, the head lengths, and I put it on it and it just looked stupid. It looked like a shrunken head. It just looked dumb. So that's another thing to make sure. The look of it's important, but the proportion is very important as well. So that's another thing to keep in mind when you're doing this. Yeah, lining it up some more. So I mean, each one of these sessions that I sculpt is about an hour. I'm pretty happy with where I left off. I think I did pretty well, and it's going to get even better the next hour. So, you know, right, the constant line there. You see me there, right there. See it? I lined it up. Constantly making sure it's aligned. And another thing I want to talk about is, even I'm very into having the Sculpey, but one thing is I may have to paint it because, you know, you see how I'm using my hand. There are some hairs and stuff getting in there, and I'm gonna try and slice it away. And I don't want to just chunk the thing away, because you're spending I don't want it's 2 hours of working time gone. So I'm thinking, if I can't get them out, I may just paint over it. It's not a big deal. So next video, part 3, you'll probably see me wearing gloves because I want to keep those. I want to keep the surface as clean looking as possible. And by using no gloves, I think that could be an issue. So that that is something to keep in mind, guys, when using Sculpey, and you want to retain that clean surface, that really clean surface, that really clean look. So, let's see here. What am I doing here? Just trying to get it right. I want to make sure this head sculpt is good. I mean, it's my really out of all the figures I've made, this is my first attempt at a head sculpt. So, I tried with wax. I tried with what's it called, plasticine, but I feel like this is the way to go. And I also tried printing on a 3D printer. So, and in my opinion, the 3D printer is not as good as a manual head sculpt. Just look at Hot Toys. Their head sculpts are just breathtakingly good. I mean, it's incredible, those head sculpts. So I'm trying to do the same thing. Another thing too is that you may look even though it is Robin, one question may run to the head is it looks bald, but understand that in my head, it's going to be I'm going to plug in the hairs, so it needs to start out bald. Okay, I'm going to post another video probably in the future on plugging in the hairs, the follicles, all the hairs in to make it have to give it that realness. Even though it is a comic book look, I kind of want to go with real hair. I think I don't know, it'll look a lot cooler in my opinion. Okay, so here, I can't remember what tool I'm using. I think it's very important, I think, in my opinion, to invest in some sculpting tools. It may cost 8, 9, $10, but I think in my opinion, it's worth it. It's worth it. So get a little water here. Here's another stupid thing. You might see a little water jug, a little blue one. I think it's very important, guys, to make sure that your mind is fresh, your mind is good, because it doesn't take much to screw these head sculpts up. So you need to take little sips after every 10 minutes or so, 5 minutes, whatever. So that's another thing to keep in mind. What else? I want to make sure to the end of this video, I'm giving you guys as much information as possible because I think that's important. And understand, I'm not the expert. I'm not the best sculptor on the planet. You know, there's probably other guys that are a lot more talented than I am, but I'm learning. And that's the process of doing these custom works. Is you're constantly learning all the time, and if you're not, then there's a huge problem in my opinion. So, okay, this is I think where I was trying to clean up the jaw. Making sure the jaw looks right. Um, so there I go. Um, yeah, there, fixing the jaw. I think what happened is too high up. Yeah, just cleaning, trying to make sure it's even on both sides. It has to have the same. It's very difficult to do. You have to make sure both sides, as I said before, both sides are the same. If not, it's gonna look really really stupid. And you want to. I'm kind of going for a comic book slash real world look to it. So comic books, they make it's very straight, even lines if you look at a comic book. So I do want to kind of represent that. So let's see here. Yeah, just fixing that jaw. And I don't know, like how I work is like I shift from spots to spots because you don't want to be so focused on an area that another spot gets really really bad. See how I'm doing that? After I do the jaw, I'm checking the neck, and then after I check the neck, I may check the top of the head to make sure everything's in place while we're working on it. So, you know, again, guys, many ways to skin the cat here. So, just checking it. Yeah, I mean, the head sculpts are not easy to do. I mean, I'm learning it the hard way. So, but I think in the end, it's gonna look really cool. Not just being a cop out, just getting a head sculpt from some other figure. It's my head that I made. So, and I'm proud to say that. Let me see. This camera view is not, in my opinion, is good. Well, I guess it's okay. But yeah, lining it up, just continuously lining it up, guys. And that's the thing. That's another thing too. Like, when you're doing these head sculpts, make sure you have a reference head. It's probably like an easy 101, but make sure you have a reference head because you want to make sure you have something to compare it with. If you don't, you're just playing a guessing game, and if you're not planning, if you're not having a plan, you're gonna plan to fail. So, you know, okay, yeah, you saw me drinking that water. I just drank it right now. Yep, comparing it once again. Let me see, what else can I say? And also, another thing I want to talk about is if there's anything I can do to make it better, as I said, comment below. I want I want to help you guys out, and I want you guys to help me out because not only am I I play the role as a teacher and I play the role as a student. So learning, making them better is always what I'm willing to do. So I'm always trying to. I always want to make sure that my figure I'm working on is better than the last figure I worked on. I'm always trying to beat the last figure. So that's another thing. Right there, I'm using my fingers. I'm very nervous about using my fingers and not gloves because, as I said, I'm worried it's going to dirty up the clay. I don't know. Comment below, maybe give me advice on that because I would love that to be the color of his face. That's why I got those two colors and I mixed them. So that's another thing. Obviously, getting dirt around the upper head is not going to be a big deal because hair is going to be covering that. So not a huge issue. It's just around the face, around the ears, around the lower neck. That's what you're going to see. So I want to make sure it's beautiful, it's clean, it's nice. I mean, I'm not going to mind. I'm not going to mind a sculpt craftsmanship error as I'm going to mind. I don't mind a fashion error, is what I'm saying. I'm more angry about a craftsmanship error. If the craftsmanship was there, but the fashion, maybe the style wasn't right, I'm not as angry about that. But then when the craftsmanship's not good, guys, that's an issue. So, let's see, what am I doing here? I think I'm adding more to that jaw again. So, it's a slow process, guys. I mean, one of the cool things about this clay is that I worked on it today, early in the morning, and next weekend I'll go back to it, and it'll stay in its shape. It won't dry on me. It'll be workable. So that's why getting an oven style clay is good. A clay where it dries gradually gets harder and harder. I feel like it's becoming an obsolete clay. So Sculpey, in my opinion, you can get that anywhere. Like, I remember I found these clays at Hobby Lobby the other day. I was shocked that I found it there. I thought only Texas Art Supplies had it, but Hobby Lobby had it there, so that was another cool thing. So, yeah, probably after this video, I'm gonna check it, and look at it. Let me see, what else can I say? Right now I'm just looking at the G.I. Joe head, but once I start to really get that shape, I'm going to start looking at those Tim Drake heads because I think the jaw is a lot wider than it is on that G.I. Joe head. And I think that kind of wider jaw is the more Tim Drake style look. I think like a Dick Grayson may have a thinner jaw, in my opinion. I mean, that's my opinion, but what else? Yeah, right there, I'm getting the back of the head. I also, sometimes I have to add clay back on because I removed too much. The width of the head, I'm gonna have to put a little bit back on next time on video part 3. Yeah, the back of the head didn't have that roundness. Let's see what else. Keeping that round, that neck, that same size, so when it goes on that figure, it fits like a dream and it looks like a dream. Man, guys, I tell you what, I want to get this figure done. I've been on this figure too long. It's been a long time since I've posted a product, quality product, and I think it's time to show a product. So, slicing away. Let's see. Really hope that this is the final product too, because this head sculpt for the Rob, and I've tried almost everything there is to try. As I said before, plasticine, wax, digital sculpt, and now this, and hopefully this should be the solution. Head sculpt. I mean, I don't know if you see my last video on 5 things to look for a figure, and if you haven't, the link is down below. In my opinion, the head sculpt, if you were to take the top 5 best things for head sculpt, I think I labeled it at number 2, I think, because if you look at that the head sculpt, you look at the head, especially if you're doing somebody that's, a real person like, Michael Jordan or something like that, you look at that head and you just know automatically who it is. So that's another thing with the head sculpt too, yeah, I'm just getting the head, let me see the eyebrows there. I don't know what I'm doing there. Screwing around. Okay, so I'm getting toward the end here, so I think I was looking at the clock. That's what I was doing. Now I'm just checking the dimensions. I'm checking it out, making sure everything is okay. And then right now it's about to be quitting time, so I probably about to put a cup on there. So, you know. Well, that's it, guys. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like me on Facebook down below, and see you later.